clap. That's how I sync my audio. Sync it to the camera.
Oh, really?
In post-production, yeah. Because the audio's coming from the computer. This has audio too, but since the mics are running into that,
Okay,
that's how then when I go into editing, I can just pull the audio and the video audio from that and just sync it because of the loud noise.
That makes sense. And then it pulls everything together so the mouths look right.
Well, if you think about it, like
you're pulling the audio from the other side of things, kind of thing.
Yeah, well, like think of like when you see like movie scenes, you know, and they have the thing that's like, take one, clap.
Oh yeah, that's why they
do it. So that way they can sync the audio and the
video together. Yeah, because in case they cut different.
Well, yeah, because they don't like when they're filming, like big movie stuff like that. Like they're never using any audio that comes from the camera. There's a whole separate audio guy, like with mics and a machine and stuff like that. That's where all the audio is going. None of it's going to the camera. But so that's why they do it.
Yeah, so you have to sync it up.
Yeah.
When they miss by a little bit.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
Oh yeah,
it's the worst videos.
Oh yeah, bad audio. It's just
it's not that the audio is bad. It's when they're not synced and you see their mouth moving wrong, and you're like,
it's so annoying. It drives me nuts. Like I've had stuff like that happen before a little bit too, and it just pisses me off. Just like oh my god, I want to kill something. All right, well,
alrighty.
Let's crack a beer.
It was Juicy Burst. Ooh, crisp.
Yeah, I like that one. We got Bottle Rocket Brewing out of Seward, Nebraska. Juicy Burst IPA.
Nice. It's actually not too hoppy.
No, it's not. It's not too bad. It's says it's hazy IPAs with style. 6.5 alcohol. IBU 68. I don't know what that stands for. I've never.
That's usually like the hoppiness number.
Is that what it is?
From what I've come across, and I'm not sure what the higher the number or what, but for being like that, it's not like crazy hoppy.
It's not. I do like hoppy beers, but there is a line that it gets crossed. Like I
can't do them. Like when they're super hoppy, I'm like, I take a little bit at a time. Like I'm not gonna even drink this.
Well, it's like when we were down in Utah, and me and Luke both bought those IPAs.
Oh yeah, what was that one that sucked?
I don't remember what it was called. It wasn't even worth mentioning.
No, it wasn't.
I think it was obviously from that area.
We don't want to do them any harm.
Well, and somebody might like that. I don't know, but it was it was a hazy IPA, which is generally for me. I like all those, and sometimes flavors might not be perfect to me, but I'll still drink it. But that thing was bad. I couldn't even drink half of a can.
No, that one was bad. The other one was a lot better.
Yeah,
and that's why those.
That was what I was expecting it to be like, and that was similar to something like this. But that other one was it was nasty.
Man, those laws down there for it.
All right, so
it's a lot different than the Midwest.
We'll get into it here. We're on episode 12 of Pins and Crosshairs today. I got my buddy David Foshee on the podcast.
Hello.
And we are going to be talking about our recent golf trip that we just got back from. We just got back from St. George, Utah.
Oh, yeah.
About a week ago.
Blast.
Second year in a row that we've done it. Mm-hmm. And
year 2 was a success.
Yes, big success. If you are a golfer and you have buddies that golf and you've never done a guy's golf trip, you should just schedule one and do it. We're gonna tell you all about St. George and why we like it down there now being our second year, because it really is just a great place for a golf trip.
Oh yeah, St. George, beautiful. The weather was nice when we've gone.
Yeah,
it's still earlier part of the season, but we're avoiding all the hot days for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Which is nice, and then it's starting to green up. It's not as busy, but man, it was beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, we were there March 3rd through the 8th, I think is when we were there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were going to try and shoot a podcast while we were down there. I even took all my stuff, in all my luggage. Yeah. I packed it all. And then it's just so hard to find the time, and everybody's just...
Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah,
so a lot of moving parts.
It just didn't work out, and I just obviously did a bad job of trying to get it done, but I was just, most of the time I was tired, and we just wanted to go sit in the hot tub.
Yeah, we were enjoying it.
Oh, yeah. It's
all right.
It's a relaxation. Podcasting's fun. It's not stressful,
no,
but it's having to get everything set up for it all and everything.
Yeah, we had a foosball game to deal with instead of podcasting.
Dude, that was some of the most intense foosball I've ever played.
The same.
The table was breaking. It was falling apart. And we weren't even it's not like we were smashing it. It was just literally it was kind of a shitty table.
It wasn't a quality table.
We were going hard.
We were.
Yeah.
That was like, what, 45 minutes to an hour of
Yeah,
solid,
just straight foosball.
hard foosball.
Yeah.
Like intense
foosball. It was so much fun.
That was actually a
So
blast.
we stayed, this is the second year we stayed in St. George, and we've stayed at this golf course called The Ledges.
Yeah, you got
I
the,
actually got the shirt on
you got
today.
the
I was
hoodie
like,
for it.
I was like, might as well wear it. And they basically, this golf course, really nice golf course, has just a ton of condos on it. Just like they're all pretty much the same.
Yeah.
But people own them and then they just Airbnb them out. So we stayed in this one this year that slept like 23 people. There was like, what, 12 bunk beds?
12
Yeah.
bunk beds.
Yeah. And which obviously we didn't need all that room, and then it had 4 bedrooms. And then, so some of them had bunks in them. Some of them had like queens and king
And
size.
4 bathrooms.
And then 4 bathrooms.
Maybe
and
5.
5, I think, actually.
Yeah, with the little half one at
Yeah.
the beginning of the,
Yeah.
or like right by the garage, yeah.
And then this one we're staying this year had a foosball table, and then like one of those little basketball games.
Yeah, a little pop shot. That was good. That was good too.
But it's and it's not that expensive. That's the thing that's crazy about it.
Yeah.
It's like, from what my dad tells me, he's like, it's only like $180 a night.
Per person?
No, like
A night?
a night.
What?
Yeah, it's cheap.
That's dirt cheap.
I know. That's why when we found it last year, we were like, this is so cheap. And that's why we did it again this year.
Yeah, it'd be hard to not stay there.
Yeah, no, it's really cheap. That's why.
Oh, and the amenities are nice because you got a garage.
Yep.
You've to park rental cars, put all your clubs out there. You
Yep.
can, you got a lot more room, and then they have the pool and hot tub. Like,
Yeah.
right
So,
across the
yeah.
street.
So like we keep picking this same row of spots because there's a pool and a big community hot tub right across from us, and it's just the most perfect setup you could ever ask for.
It really is like really good setup. You're not close enough to the course to worry about golf balls or walking,
Right.
But you're close enough that it's a 2-minute drive.
Yeah.
And then full kitchen. You
Yeah.
you
It's
don't
a full,
have to.
I mean, it's
yeah,
a full
just
house,
full.
essentially.
It's a full house.
Yeah. You have washer dryer. You got a full kitchen. You got a nice big living room,
Yeah,
TV.
it's amazing what the retirement communities do.
Oh yeah.
They make it good for the old folks.
Yeah.
up
They
there.
know what they're doing.
They are.
Yeah. And honestly, too, this year, the last year when we did this trip, we flew into Vegas, rented a car in Vegas, drove 2 hours to get to St. George because it was our first time doing it, and that's what we had heard people say that's how you do it.
And then
it was
go
fine.
through but then you can go through Mesquite a little bit, so there's
Yep.
like a little more options. But
Yeah, and so this year we were getting ready to book flights, and my dad happened to just be looking to see like what would it cost to fly into St. George because it's a really small airport, and we ended up finding flights that were like almost the same price as flying into Vegas.
$50 more, maybe
Yeah.
like it minimal.
Yeah, and so now you fly into this small airport. Like when you fly in, you're the only plane there.
Yeah.
like there's no other planes there,
The only plane.
and you literally just fly in. Like we flew from Omaha to Denver, and then from Denver to St. George, and then we literally walk off the plane right there on the tarmac.
Yeah.
Get our stuff. You go inside. It's like the smallest airport you would ever.
Yeah, you can
think of.
even see.
The car rental place is literally right in front of the baggage claim, and
Yeah.
you're the only ones waiting for baggage, and there's nobody in line for rental cars. So we literally get our rental cars and our baggage, and we're 20 minutes away from the golf course, and
Yeah, that
was
was phenomenal.
so much better.
Yeah, none of that extra crap. Like when we went to Vegas last year, 10, 15 minutes of walking to get to the baggage claim.
Yeah.
Then you got to grab it. You guys had to go to you had to bus over to the rental car place.
Yeah, because it was like a 12-minute like
Drive by bus.
that you had to take to go get to the rental car or drop off. Same thing.
Yeah, it's
And you're
not
dealing
a
with the
good
traffic of Vegas, which ended up being a nightmare too.
Yeah, way worse. So flying into the small town of St. George, way better.
Oh yeah.
On all fronts. Yeah, like 30 minutes after we landed, we're eating breakfast.
Yeah.
At a nice little restaurant.
Good breakfast spot. Bear Paw Cafe.
Oh yeah, that place.
And then we found that other one this year,
Amazing.
which was Bishop's Grill. That was a really
Yeah,
good
yeah,
one,
that
too.
one was one was really good. They have a couple locations around
Yeah.
St. George and in that area, and very nice, very nice.
St. George, the city is really nice. It's done really
And
well.
they got like 2 like schools there: the Dixie Technical
Dixie
College
Tech and then
Utah Tech. It was like-
Utah Tech, I think was the other one.
yeah, UT was the other one. So I'm not sure.
Small colleges. Yeah.
And just beautiful views from everywhere.
Yeah, it's just so pretty all over the place there. It's like, it's so funny because it's like desert, but then also mountains. Like, so you have just such a mixture. And then you got all these random golf courses. There's like 15 golf courses in the St. George area, which is a lot more than you would expect there.
And it's basically within 20 miles.
Yeah.
As like as the crow flies.
Yeah, pretty much.
basically.
I mean,
And,
for the most part, like, what, 3 of the courses we went to were all within 15 minutes.
yeah, and the one that took us 35 to
Yeah.
get to, it was
Still.
the farthest away
Yeah.
one that you could like go
Yep.
to, and it was really, that's still not a bad drive.
Yeah, it's so, like, we played, so we played this course called Copper Rock.
Oh yeah, good old
and
Copper Rock.
It's only been, oh yeah, you got a ball marker, don't you?
Yeah, I
there
do.
you go.
I got the ball marker from him.
It's only been open for 5 years, but it was a really, really nice course.
It was.
It was. They still haven't built a big clubhouse yet. That's apparently going to get built, is what they were saying. But the course itself was really nice.
Yeah, there weren't too many houses on it yet. Only on like hole 11, 12.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ish area. And by the current clubhouse, which is kind of weird. It's tiny little building and then a couple like pop-up buildings that are on like hole 11.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. It's weird because I remember they said that. They're like, so when you make the turn, you don't make the turn until you get done with hole 11.
Yeah.
And we're like, what?
Yeah, what's going
Because
on?
where they have their like temporary clubhouse is right there at hole 11. And hole number, like even just to get to hole 1, you had to drive your cart
Down
all the way
11,
past 11,
10.
past 10 to get to 1.
And then that's also where the range is.
Yeah.
Chipping green, putting green, all that is like down there. And they have a massive area. It looks like it's got graded
That's
out
obviously
and ready
where
to
they're
go.
going to put the clubhouse. Like,
and it's gonna be nice. They have a huge area for it, big clubhouse and a big parking lot, and
yeah.
I don't know. I bet they have a pool. I
Oh
bet they
yeah,
have all that
I bet
stuff.
they'll have it all. I would think.
They have to. Like,
Although, did any other courses have pools there?
well, we played public
Well,
courses,
but like Ledges doesn't have a
Ledges.
pool.
No, they don't have a pool, but they have 2 pools in their
That's true. I guess they
community.
have it in their community. So yeah,
In
they'll
the
probably have
community right
those
there.
same thing. They'll probably do the same type of thing.
I bet they do because those row houses. Me, Luke, and Dave Monastero, we were playing ahead of you guys, and when we were on hole 11 at the start of it, there was a guy coming up from down over there. He was just driving. He was at the range apparently, and he was a real estate broker.
Oh, that's right.
And so all those houses on hole 11. He was talking it up and talking how Live Golf's going to be going there.
Yeah.
And he's like, we're about to sign a deal with them and then get the clubhouse rolling and all this blah, blah, blah.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I don't know if he was real or was just blowing smoke.
Maybe
but,
blowing a little bit of smoke, but trying to hype it up.
Yeah. I mean,
it was a nice course. Like, I could see it.
And he had all those homes that are in like rental properties there. He's like, yeah, you can book one through us. We'll waive all these fees. You guys should do this.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Yeah, I mean, they're just trying to drive business there.
Yep, that's what he was trying to do, drive the business.
Yeah.
And you know what? Once they get it a little bit more built out that direction, they will have a good
The hard part, I'd say, with that one was it's a little bit away, a little kind of far out of town. Like,
yeah, it's in the next town. Hurricane.
Yeah. But like, so we stay at the Ledges, and it's like 8 minutes outside of town, essentially.
Yeah, like straight north from St. George.
So it's cool because we're out of the city, but we also get to the city really fast and quick and can get to anything and
5
everything.
minutes, yeah.
Where that one was like, you're probably driving a good 10 to 15 minutes before you're getting to anything.
Yeah, before you get back to any of the like major parts of town.
Yeah, so if you're going in town to eat and stuff like that, it kind of sucks a little bit more. But I mean, this stuff I'm sure is going to keep growing that way.
Yeah, it looks like it is.
And it was a pretty area.
It is.
It was cool.
And in that area, by that hurricane, they had a lot more like sand dunes, and they had a lot more of that off-roading, like
that's right,
sort of area.
Yeah, we did see a lot of those side-by-sides and stuff out there.
Yeah, that looks sweet.
That was pretty cool.
It would have been. We probably should have planned one day.
Probably should have. I don't know if anybody else would want to do it besides you, me, and Luke, though. And
I bet Lauren would have.
Yeah, maybe. Lauren's up for anything.
He's down. He's just down.
So our group that we had this year, we ended up with 7 guys, and we had me and David, who were both, I'm 35, he's about to turn 35.
Yeah,
we had
34.
Luke, who was 36, I believe. Luke's 36. And then we had my dad, who's 65. We had Scott, who's early 60s. I think he's 62, I think.
Lauren's 67.
Dave Monastero, who's 55, I think they said.
Okay, he's young. He was a young
I know
guy.
he's like mid 50s. And then Lauren, who was 67.
Yeah.
So that was our group. So kind of an interesting dynamic, but like honestly, the whole group really just kind of clicked perfectly.
It was pretty fun.
It was like we had like the perfect chemistry of like personalities and stuff, and everybody's just still chill and like fun to hang out with. Like,
oh yeah, it was a good time. All
people are giving each other shit and then also taking shit back. Like it was just, it was fun. Like
it was. We had a good time.
Yeah,
we had a good time talking all that nonsense.
Yeah, and I mean, so we essentially would tee off pretty much every day this year. We teed off around noon, And that was because my dad wanted like noon tee times. I think next year I'm going to try and push for like 10 or 10:30.
Yeah, I think that'd be better.
Teeing off at noon, I mean, it's good because especially if it is a little bit cooler, you get that, you waiting until it warms up in the day, which I get. But when the day that we teed off at like 10:40, I felt like we had so much more time after golf to kind of do whatever and relax.
Yeah, we did.
And so I did enjoy that. But
and that's when we found you could take a little more time to find a restaurant if you want to go out to eat somewhere, or if you're gonna cook. We had more time. We ran to the store, bought everything.
Yep.
Slowly made our way to put it all together for a meal. Right. Like, you know, like took our time.
Yeah, it was nice. It didn't feel as rushed. Like
no, it didn't.
Like we had a little bit more time to kind of just chill.
Yeah. And the breakfast thing in the morning too.
Yeah.
When we started so late, get up, mosey around, have breakfast.
Yep.
Me and Luke hit the hot tub a couple times in the morning. Before the round to loosen up. Yeah. That was nice. So there were some positives of the 12, but I'd think 10:30 would be a little bit more ideal time. So hopefully next year
we'll get it dialed in. We're getting there. This is year 2 of it, and hopefully we'll be back.
How many courses have we played out there now? So we got the Ledges.
So we got Ledges. We played Sunbrook this year. We played Green Spring. We played Copper Rock. Those are the 4 we played this year.
Yeah, that's right.
And then last year we played Conestoga, which is in Mesquite. Mesquite is about 40 minutes from St. George, and there's another like 12 courses there. So another great place. There's just, if you're going to go on one of these golf trips, don't stay in Mesquite.
There's nothing to do
There's absolutely nothing in Mesquite besides golf. There's no restaurants. There's a Walmart and a McDonald's and a casino. That's like it. There's nothing. St. George has everything.
Yeah, they got a lot more just regular amenities, and it's way prettier as well.
Oh, yeah.
Mesquite wasn't as pretty as St. George's.
Yeah. What was the other courses we played last year? We played Ledges, obviously, and we played Conestoga.
I can't think of it.
What was the other? Oh, Coral Canyon.
Yeah, that's right. Coral Canyon.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you were to rank all those golf courses that we've played so far, where are you going to rank them? Because that's what I'd be curious to know.
Well,
you can rank it off of just quality or just like your favorite courses, I guess. Like
I liked Copper Rock. The condition of Copper Rock was the best condition. Yeah. Greens were absolute lightning.
They were so fast, yeah. That was so hard to adjust to.
It was. I had a decent day.
That was your best round of the week, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think 83? 83. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, because you were 38 on the front, I remember.
83, but I doubled 9 and 18.
Yeah. That was my worst round. I shot 39 on the front, and then I shot a 49 on the back. I was throwing clubs. It was bad.
Yeah, you fell apart of the back nine. Yeah, that was the worst part of that course for me was 9 and 18. I doubled both of those, and that kind of killed my score.
Yeah, which is funny because they're not even that hard of holes.
No, I just pulled them both in the lake.
Yeah,
like an idiot.
Yep. We all had plenty of those moments.
Yeah. No, I started that round the best. I went birdie, bogey, birdie.
Yeah, that's a great start.
I was like,
under through 3.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's real nice. And then, undress myself.
Oh yeah,
like we all do.
It's funny because like some days like we play and like we shoot really good, and then some days it's just like it's just not there.
Yeah, I liked Green Spring a lot, even though that was my worst round of the week.
I would agree with you. I actually really liked that course.
I would say
for a city course especially.
This year it was like Copper Rock, Green Spring, the Ledges. I love the Ledges back nine.
Yeah.
The front nine is just not very exciting.
The front nine is essentially just like a links course.
Yeah, I can play that here in Nebraska.
Yeah, it's not quite as cool. It doesn't have quite the scenic views or anything.
No, and then they're since they're putting more houses in, there's less desert like around on the front nine, so it's getting more built up and less like rugged. It was a little bit more rugged last year.
Yeah.
And then this year they had a little bit more like houses getting put on,
they're putting more in.
But the back nine's still awesome.
The back nine at the Ledges is one of the coolest nines you'll play just because of the views.
Yeah.
I mean, because you're like literally like right there in like the mountain stuff. Like,
and so I'd put Sunbrook at the bottom.
Yeah,
fourth.
Especially this year, yeah.
And really, it's mainly on the condition.
Yeah, because the course itself was actually hard. It was tough. The course
was hard. It had a great layout, really unique holes, like it cool through the canyons. Like it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was just not green.
No.
Only the fairways and greens were green. All the rough was just super brown.
Yeah.
So that was but that's what you get at early season golf.
Early season.
I'm sure when it's like full season, it's also a really nice one.
That's true.
So I'd put that one. I'd put Coral Canyon with it, honestly, last year.
Yeah.
I'd probably put Conestoga. I'd probably put it, man, under Copper Rock.
Yeah, probably.
I'd probably go like
condition-wise, it was really good.
Yeah, Copper Rock, Conestoga, Green Spring, Ledges.
Yeah.
Coral Canyon, Sunbrook.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
That's my list.
The one thing I will say that
so far that we've
so far we're going to try and hit some more next year because we have more we tried to get on this year, but we couldn't get on them. But we found out the trick to get on, so now we're going to do that.
Yeah.
Apparently, so we've always just kind of booked everything ourselves. Like we booked the place at the Ledges, and then we would go book our tee times at golf courses. Mm-hmm. Well, we were talking to these other golfers this year, and they were saying if you go through the broker at the Ledges, he'll book your spot for you, and then he basically has connections with all the golf courses, so he can get you any tee time at any course whenever you want. And that's if you're just a public person trying to get on some of these courses, it's almost impossible to get on.
Yeah,
because all the good tee times are, I think, reserved essentially for those types of like brokers.
Yeah,
and members.
That and other people planning golf trips, and kind of like if you're staying
if you're staying at this resort, then you get access, where this guy, since he's got the connection, he's able, I think he must kind of be kind of a broker for all the courses of some sort.
He probably is, but if he organizes a trip, it's kind of like the same sort of deal as staying at that place. Hey, we can get these guys on, it's probably a bit more of a fee, but you know what, if we can get onto these other places, that'd be really nice.
Yeah, because those guys were able to get onto any course they want, and like they were swapping tee times like the day before, and I was like, there's no chance we could have.
And I think the only ones we're not going to be able to get on, and for a little longer, unless you find more tricks, is the country clubs.
Yeah, the private ones. I doubt we're going to be able to get onto those. But
no, Entrada would be cool.
Entrada would be cool, but
the one right next to it, Black Desert, where they played PGA last year, that looks unbelievable.
Luke, did I tell you what Luke said about that?
What he
talked to some guy at the airport or something like that, and he had played Black Desert. Said it was $350 a round.
Dang.
And he said all the people there were dicks. He's just like, they were all just dicks. He's like, they weren't very like friendly, and so he didn't really like it that much.
You know, that's kind
of. But I'm
funny.
sure the course itself was incredible.
Because being a Midwesterner, where everybody's like just nice, just for it, no matter what. A lot of the Utah folks are that way.
Yeah.
They're very
nice. They usually are.
They like for the most part, like going any of the restaurants and all that, they were very nice.
Yeah.
All the help's been very nice every time we've gone anywhere.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So yeah, it's still kind of homely.
And I would say like as far as like, because like the way you ranked those courses is probably exactly how I'd rank it too. Except for I think I would still rank Ledges number 3.
Oh, you'd have Ledges over Green
just
Spring?
Because that back nine is so good, and I do just like that course. The front nine is not that hard.
That's the only reason I did it. Just because the front nine's boring.
It is, but it's still fun enough. Yeah, like it's nice, and it's a nice course. The condition this year probably wasn't quite as good as last year, I'd say.
Yeah, probably not quite.
There was a lot more brown this year, like the rough. Like last year, there was still a little bit more green to it, and that's probably just based on weather with the early season.
Yeah,
but
and that's like it could change. It could be like a couple weeks earlier one year, and a couple weeks later. Like,
but I do like the people at the Ledges. The way they run that place is really well done. Everybody there's super friendly. They've got a great layout as far as like they got the snack bar right down there. And
for the amenities, Ledges they're probably the best ones.
Yeah,
like really amenity wise, of all the places we played, they were the best ones.
That's what I'm saying.
And then Conestoga right behind it.
Conestoga was really good too. Yeah,
but like right behind it. And the Ledges has those. They have that down. Yeah. They have the customer.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, because like especially when we'd be like talking about other courses that we're gonna play, they'd be like giving us suggestions or like saying which ones they like.
Yeah, that one's tough. Yeah, when we were bringing them up, like we didn't know what we were getting into this week, so we're playing Ledges right after we land the plane, have breakfast, go to the golf course. Yeah. We can't even get into our
Airbnb till 4,
which is fine. We're just going right to the course anyway. And then they were like asking us where else we're playing and just friendly. Oh, you're playing there? That's like the hardest public course in town. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I made it look like it. That was my worst round.
You just had a bad day that day. I don't know. I saw you hit some shots. I was like, "What?" I haven't seen you do that in years.
My swing was tired after the full week.
That's true. It was our last round.
I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I was also the course that I ripped the ball off the most. Like on wedge shots.
Yeah.
I rolled off the green more times than I thought I did.
We both were spinning the ball like crazy that day.
That's it. I'm not used to doing that.
You're not a big spinner.
No, I'm not usually used to doing that. So when it's happening, like, it happened like 5 times.
Yeah, your ball usually
like,
just stops.
This is so
and
dumb.
your ball was just coming back like 15 feet that day. Like those greens, they didn't even seem like they should have been that receptive, but they just were.
They were really receptive, which was kind of nice, honestly, because they're not like rock hard and desert. But like, man, I was not ready for the spin.
It's hard when you're not used to it. You're like trying to hit a shot that's going to land by the hole. Instead, you spin back 15 feet.
And you're like, what?
Yeah.
That's what I was, so that kind of hurt me.
Yeah.
But then the rest of the week, my swing was not very good on the back nine.
Yeah.
Fell apart quick.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of tough because it's obviously like we're going into it essentially cold. Like we went to the Top Tricks range like
3 times,
2 or 3 times, like in the month leading up to it. It's not like we're in like mid-season where we've been playing and practicing a bunch.
Yeah, not at all. So it's like, which is nice. So maybe we should have done 4 rounds instead of 5, but I don't know. Yeah. I like the 5.
I'm fine with 5. It's hard not to.
It's hard not to when we were there basically a day and like almost 2 days longer than we were last year.
Yeah, essentially we were. Because we got the full day Monday this time instead of the flying in and driving and all that stuff.
Yeah, and we kind of lost Monday last year by flying into Vegas.
And then we flew out on Friday.
Yeah.
But we only, instead of Saturday this year.
And flying out Saturday morning compared to Friday morning.
Yeah.
Really not a big difference.
No.
Because we got back at Saturday at noon and we still had the day.
Yeah.
Nap, whatever, but you still, we didn't do anything like Saturday last week.
Right.
Or last year, I mean, it was like.
Yeah. Didn't really do much.
No, it's probably fine to take that day.
Yeah.
And stay there. And that was also like the nicest day though. The nicest weather day was last Friday.
Yeah, which is funny because like leading up to that day, the whole week, it wasn't saying it was going to be that nice, but then it was only like upper 50s. Yeah, maybe 60 it got to. But there was like no wind that day, and it was sunny all day. So
it was sunny on that side. Apparently, like over the ridge where the ledges was, it was.
They were saying they were getting rain and stuff.
Yeah, they're getting rain, and it was 40 degrees.
Yeah, that's the funny thing about being around the mountains. You just never know.
Yeah, one spot to the next could be completely different.
That course being at Green Spring was cool because we were so close to that one big mountain. I forgot to look up the name of it again, but
I did the other day. Dang it!
But it was so pretty that day because it had all that snow on it and everything.
It did. It's like almost 9,000 feet that mountain.
Jeez.
So where St. George is like in town, it was like 2,500 feet. Where the ledges is probably like 4,000.
I think it was like 4,000 when we looked up or something. Like
I think it's around there because it's just up and down.
Yeah, we climbed quite a bit just to get to the ledges outside of town there.
Yeah.
But
so it's a real unique area because you get all that. You get elevation gain. Every course has holes where they have some severe elevation gain and loss. And like the one at Copper Rock, that hole 13.
Yeah, that downhill one?
Straight down the hill.
Oh my gosh, that was insane.
Yeah, that was a monster of a
That was so funny because I ended up just short there and the pin was at the front. So I had just a chip and I chipped it, thought I hit a great chip. And my ball rolled like 50 feet past the hole. Because the whole green, it's like this super long green and it's probably 150 feet long.
Yeah. It was a massive green,
and it's all downhill the whole thing. And my ball just kept rolling and rolling and rolling. My dad was in the very back.
Yeah,
he hit his putt from the fringe, and it looked like he damn near swung his club at it. Like, but he got it all the way up to like 5 feet. It was like the best putt. I couldn't believe it. And then he 2-putted from 150 feet.
That's crazy. No, that's like one of your dad's best. Golf. Like his putter is really pretty good.
Oh yeah, that's why like if he's close to the green and the rough's not thick, he'll putt it every time. He doesn't like chipping.
He can't chip.
No.
His putter saves him so often. But no, that hole was really cool. And then like 18 at Green Spring.
Yeah.
And even before that, like 14 and 15 up the hill, back down the hill, par 3. Yeah. Some of those, they were up and down. Yeah. They had some really cool elevation gains too.
Yeah, Green Spring was definitely a fun course. I would play that again. The only thing that was funny about that one was like we go into the snack shop and there's no beer in the snack shop and we're like, do they not sell beer here? And we end up finding out that they have the beer in the pro shop and they just have like this small refrigerator of beer. And that's it.
Yeah, you can't buy liquor at the course. You can't have a mixed drink in Utah.
Yeah, so Utah laws, we can talk about that a little bit. Their drinking laws are so stupid.
There's not a bar in town.
Yeah, there are no bars.
No bars.
We stopped on the last day there after we played. We stopped at a pizza place on the way back because we're going to grab some pizzas to go and then we'll go back to the house. So we're like, we'll stop in, have a beer, and wait for our pizzas. So we go in and the guy's like, yeah, we don't have a bar. And he's like, my dad's like, all right, well, can we just sit at a table and drink a beer? And they're like, yeah, you actually have to buy food to be able to for us to serve you a beer.
Yeah.
It's like literally we ordered pizzas to go. And then we sat down at a table. He comes out, and brings us menus. We order appetizers and a beer. And then we drink our beer, eat our appetizers. Pizzas are done, and then we get up and leave. But it's just like, it's just so strange coming from the Midwest where you can walk into anywhere and sit down and
have a
beer. Like,
or a shot or whatever. Yeah. So it's like, it's crazy.
Well, and then like the fact that you can't get a double mixed drink at restaurants either. Too. Like you can only get a single. And if you want a double, essentially, they bring you the single drink, and then they bring you an extra shot, and then you have to drink the shot. And then you can't, like, dump it into your drink. Like, they have to, like, watch you drink the shot. It's the stupidest thing.
Yeah. It's wild out there.
Yeah.
Mormons are crazy. Also, like, everything is, like, dead after 8 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody's out doing anything.
No one's out on the town after 8.
No. It's
crazy.
It's weird.
It is. It's very weird.
And then as far as buying beer and liquor, they have state liquor stores. At all the state liquor stores, they sell wine, liquor, and any beer that is above 5% alcohol. So like all your IPAs.
Like these.
And they're all warm. They don't have anything refrigerated.
Yeah, no coolers.
They're just all on shelf. If you want regular beer that's under 5%, like your domestics and stuff, you have to go to the grocery stores or gas stations to buy that. They don't sell that at the liquor stores.
Yeah, they don't sell them together.
It is the dumbest thing in the world. So we go to get a bottle of whiskey, and then we're like, well, I guess we got to go to the grocery store to get beer.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like, why are you so stupid, Utah? Like, I mean, it's beautiful there, and you got great golf, but like, get your shit together. Like, come on, grow up a little bit.
It's all right. It's all right.
Jeez. But we'll be back, though.
yeah, we'll be back.
Yeah.
We're not big gamblers, so we're not going to Vegas for all
gamblers.
that stuff.
I was just talking to Susan at work yesterday, and she was saying how she just went to Vegas like a month ago for it was a friend's bachelor party or something that.
Okay.
And they went to some club or bar or something like that. She got just a regular mixed drink. I don't remember what it was, something normal, And it was, for just her mixed drink, it was $26.
Oh, yeah.
And then her friend got a double mixed drink and a shot or something like that, and it was like $70.
Jeez.
I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to Vegas.
No.
It's just so stupid.
It's so much money. They want you to gamble, and if you're winning, then it's like, whatever, you're gonna blow money.
Yeah, you're going to blow money back into the casino.
So many people are all about Vegas, and when we went last year and flew in there, it was like, there's so many people out there.
Oh, yeah, it was crazy. She was saying that too, like how many people. She's just like, when you walk the whole strip, she's like, you don't really realize like how many people are down there. Like there's so many people on the strip there.
Yeah, so many.
Yeah.
Unbelievably high amounts. Yeah,
it's just crazy. I don't know. We were there for just driving in and driving out essentially for flying, and I mean, I don't know. It looks cool. Yeah. But if I was ever going to go, like there's always cool shows and stuff there. Like I'd do that, but like everything is so expensive. It's just like, so it doesn't just, I feel like I wouldn't even enjoy myself because I feel like I'm just spending so much money.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not one for a frugal person at all.
Yeah. And I don't mind spending money on a trip. Don't get me wrong, but that's just stupid.
It's not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
I'm not a big gambler like that. Now I would say a couple times it might be fun. More a sportsbook type.
Yeah,
I think that would be more fun.
I would do something more like that. Yeah,
but those are.
But again, if you're doing a sportsbook type thing and then you're sitting there drinking a beer that costs you $15 or $20, it's like no.
Yeah,
I can buy a whole case of Busch Light for that.
I can have a couple nights of fun for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we did drink quite a bit of beer when we were down there.
Oh yeah, we did. I mean, that one day we went hard. One day we did go hard. Yeah, Luke started that whole thing. Luke gets up, has a Bloody Mary in the morning, and then 2 IPAs before we get to the golf course.
He killed it.
And then he drank light beer all around the golf, and then we go back, and we drank more beer. I didn't even drink until we got back because I was just trying to focus on golf today because it was Copper Rock, so I was trying to play well. Didn't work out, but
Luke was in the zone.
And that was the night that we were up till like 1 a.m. playing foosball. Like it was just a wild day, but.
Yeah, that was fun.
No, in the golf courses, I mean, if you're looking as far as like prices go, all the city courses were around like $85 around.
Yeah, 85 to 100 probably max.
And yeah, because I think like Green Spring was, how much was that one? Do you remember?
Green Spring was like 85.
Yeah, and so was Sunbrook. It was
Sunbrook
86.
Okay, okay, it was right at the same price. Okay.
And then, or so 85.
Yeah, I didn't remember that one, but Green Spring was like 85.
And then you go to the most of the courses are around the like 125 to 150 range for like the little bit nicer courses.
Yeah, that's what the Ledges was.
That's what the Ledges was. And when I looked up like Sand Hollow and like that's what I said, Coral Canyon.
Yeah,
was
Coral Canyon was like 140.
Yeah, and but so then you have that kind of tier of courses, and then you have like the Black Desert, which is 350, and then Copper Rock, which we played this year, which is 225. I think they will go up in price once they build their clubhouse and get all that stuff built out.
Yeah, they're
trying
nice
to get to that level.
And they're a nice setup.
Yeah. Well, and I had looked up Black Desert last year before they had the PGA tournament there, and it was only 275. So they obviously, ever since the tournament, and now they're booked out so much, they up their prices.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which I get.
The
but
money.
So if you're looking at prices for what it's going to cost you for rounds of golf down there, that's what you're looking at.
Yeah.
And Mesquite's about the same.
Yeah, and there's enough variety of courses though if you don't want to play 350 every round, you know.
Yeah, that's what we did this year. I tried to mix it up. Like when I was booking courses, I didn't want to like book.
But you could at the same time go all big dogs.
Yeah, yep. If you're just doing it once in your life, then yeah, maybe go to all the big dog courses. Like that would be what you'd want to do. But if you're going to repeat doing it every year, I mean, overall, the whole trip probably costs you about $1,500 roughly.
Yeah.
Per person.
What was the flights? five to 600 total.
Yeah,
for the flights. Lodging was actually relatively cheap at the lodges.
Yeah.
That's been very nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're paying probably an average 150 around.
Yep.
That's probably what we paid honestly around.
Yeah, if it averaged out, I'd say it's probably about that because we had the one Copper Rock in there.
Yeah, one Copper Rock that was higher, but then we had two that were a little lower.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that $1,500 you're eating good.
Yeah. Yep.
You're driving a good rental car. You're having a good time for $1,500.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say so.
You don't have to penny pinch.
That's pretty reasonable for a 5-day golf trip. If you think about
very
it.
very reasonable. Very reasonable.
My dad keeps talking about wanting to go to Hilton Head, and
he's been talking about that for a couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, he went there and loved it. Obviously, he said it was phenomenal, and so I mean, I'm not opposed to it, but I know like when we looked up flights last year, it was like the flights were like 700 and up.
Oh, they're that much more expensive.
Mm-hmm. And then I don't know what the cost of staying there is going to be or anything. I just haven't looked into it enough.
No, and there's not necessarily like a big airport close enough where.
No, we would have been flying into like Charlotte. I think it was Charlotte.
Charlotte or Atlanta.
It was Charlotte when we were looking into it. And then it was like and then you have like a 2-hour and 45 or 3-hour drive to get to
Hilton Head Island.
Yeah.
But they also have what, like
27 golf courses on that island. That's what my dad said.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he said it's insane.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That'd be a good destination.
Maybe someday. We'll see. We'll figure it out. But right now, I've been enjoying St. George.
St. George has been awesome so far.
Yeah. I got no problem with that place. I'll go back there anytime.
Yeah, until we hit all the courses in Mesquite and St. George, which is going to take a while.
Exactly. Like once we played them all, and I mean, I don't know if we'll necessarily ever get sick of them because
they're really pretty.
We don't. It's not like we're playing them all year. It's just once a year we're playing them. But like
when you're not out living in like the mountainy areas, it's always like
it's always cool and pretty to be there. Cause
no matter what.
It is so funny though how different it is in the Midwest. Like it's just so weird. Like.
It is. It's just
we're just used to seeing like ag fields and stuff everywhere, and like everything out there is just desert and rock and mountain, and it's just like this is so wild that people live here.
There's no fields.
No, we saw I think I saw one alfalfa field down there or something like that.
Yeah, and like
by Copper Rock.
Yeah, because Copper Rock was pretty low.
They had they had those alpacas down there. I think that's why they had an alfalfa field.
Yeah, they had a few animals.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the whole other the rest of it is just. It's not that set up.
Yeah.
Not an agricultural hub.
Yeah.
They're all set up for like tourism. I don't even know what. There's a bunch of money out there. I have no idea what anybody.
Yeah, I mean that one house on Green Spring.
Yeah, that thing was awesome.
This house, I wish I had a picture of it.
Yeah,
I think Luke has a picture of it. You have one? Okay, I might have to throw that on the podcast just so people can see it. But this house is literally just up on top of this peak, essentially.
It was massive.
And it has this retaining wall. It's like probably like 100-foot retaining wall, and the house itself has to be. Yeah, you'll have to send me that picture.
I will have to.
I mean, the whole thing all together, it's got to be like a $30 to $40 million house.
Oh yeah, and that retaining wall is
it's insane.
$1 million.
Yeah, at least $1 million. I bet it's more than that.
That's so much to like move and then stack.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, send me that picture later, and then I'll throw that on the podcast
Copy, yeah.
video so people can see it. But literally, it's funny because like anywhere you are on this golf course, you can see it. And so like we're just every time we just are looking at it, every time we're just like, God, that house, it's just unbelievable. And then like eventually you end up getting close to it with being on the 16, 17, 18. And we're just like, look at that thing. It's just so wild. But yeah, there's a lot of money down there. And I don't know if it's just like
tech money or people moving out of California.
Or they just have a second homes a lot of times. I mean, obviously a lot of it is that on like the golf courses because they're condo type places.
Yeah, and like retirees that go down south for the winter or like permanently.
Yeah.
Which there was a lot of old people, so I could see that being just a big retirement community. Same with Mesquite. Mesquite's a big retirement community place as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Like it's mainly just old folks. School systems are.
I'd be curious to know. I mean, Mesquite. I guess I bet the people that stay in Mesquite too are people that like to gamble too.
Yeah,
because they're close. There's a casino in Mesquite, and they're closer to Vegas.
Casablanca.
Yeah, that's right.
Apparently, that's like it's like still like old school. Like out of like the 50s.
I think
and 60s.
You were saying that. Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody.
Or somebody else saying
it.
No.
No. Was it Luke?
Luke might have been saying it. I don't know.
Yeah, when he went to.
When they played Wolf Creek a couple years ago.
Yeah, his buddies. That's what it was.
To go there.
They went out to the casino at that place, and it was like just old school casino, which would
that's kind of cool.
It probably would be kind of cool.
Yeah,
but if you're a gambler like they were, that's what they wanted to do.
Yeah, I just don't really care that much about gambling. I'd rather play golf.
Yeah,
I'd rather spend my money on golf. I feel like I'm never going to win when I'm gambling. So
no, it's like what are you going to do? Play roulette and blackjack?
Yeah,
try to count cards. Yeah, it's never going to work.
Yeah, lose a few $100s and be like, well, I could have just went and played Wolf Creek or Black Desert. But instead, I just blew it at a casino.
I blew it at a casino.
Yeah, but hey, you could double it.
You could double it up, man. Put it all on black on the roulette.
It's funny how some people they just have that in their brain. They just love it. Yeah, I'm the opposite.
Hey, it gets them going. It's that adrenaline rush for them.
Yep.
Nah, I'd get that adrenaline.
Hey, my adrenaline rush is driving a par 4 and 1.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That
also,
one we did.
but like if we're instead driving side by side fast down some of those dunes, that would be more of an adrenaline rush in my mind.
We might have to look into that next year. Look into.
I think we should just cause
just take one day just to do that instead of golf
or golf in the morning.
Yeah. And then
just
we could
rip in the afternoon.
Yeah, that's true.
Like that would be a fun time.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to it. I've always wanted to do that.
It looked like it's right next to that Sand Hollow.
Yeah, if we could play Sand Hollow and then we could go.
We're right there.
Ride some side by sides.
There we go.
Yeah, I bet we could probably book that through that guy too. I bet he'd be able to.
I bet he has everything.
I bet he does.
Dan
Decker. That's what his name was. So if anybody's looking to book down there, call Dan Decker at the Ledges. Apparently he's the guy. That's what he's the guy telling us.
Yeah. We ran into like 3 other guys on golf trips.
Yeah.
When we were down there on our own.
Oh yeah.
It's what they do down there.
Yeah. It's a great place to go if you're looking for a good golf trip. I mean,
gorgeous. But man, it would be wild playing Hilton Head.
Yeah. Go play Harbor Town.
Yeah, Harbor Town. Playing like Tiger Woods PGA growing up. Harbor Town was always on every single game.
Yeah.
And it was very difficult.
It was.
It was a difficult course on the video game, so it would be really cool to see.
I know, we'd probably suck, but
yeah.
That door open?
Maybe.
You want to pull it shut? I don't know if it's just the wind or something. Yeah. Yeah, Harbor Town would be sweet. Yeah, I don't know. Do you got any other golf courses that are on your bucket list if you had to choose some?
Well, I need to play some of the ones in Nebraska.
That's true.
I still haven't made it to Owari Dunes.
Yeah, that one, I wanted to play it, but they had that year where all their greens got destroyed, essentially. Yeah. And I think they're fine now, but it took like a year and a half for them to get them back to...
Bayside out by McConaughey would be good. I want to go up to Valentine Prairie Club. Would be real fun. What's the one on the Tatanka? Tatanka would be another good one. Yep. And then we haven't made it on to Landman.
No.
And they sell out in 5 minutes now for the year.
Yep. Obviously, we've played Corey Oaks, but not since the remodel, since that's year. But like, it's not.
It's still Corey Oaks.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to change that much.
They couldn't do that.
I bet the condition will be really nice now, though.
Yeah, and like that's going to be good. No one's played golf on it,
but it's still going to be essentially the same layout.
Whoever like signed up for the first tee time and got that is going to have an amazing.
Yeah,
there's like not a divot.
No divots.
Yeah, nothing.
Like it's going to be
like that's cool.
Yeah.
That would be the coolest part about it is playing it early when there's before anybody else.
Yeah,
that'd be cool, but it's still just Quarry Oaks.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think they could change it that much. We played it probably 10 times.
Yeah.
Between all the
between all the outings,
that
we played it. We played it a handful of times, just you and me, just going out and playing.
Yeah, when they had their Sunday afternoon deals back in the day.
Yeah, it was only like $60.
Yeah, it was like
and so
after 2:30 or something.
Yeah. And that was back before golf courses were super expensive.
Yeah,
but like playing that course for $60 at like 2 PM was great.
Yeah, no one was out there. Like no one would golf.
That was back before there was a billion golfers.
Yeah, that's
stupid
true.
COVID ruined that for us.
COVID like tripled the amount of golfers.
Yeah. If you regularly shoot in the 120s in golf, do us a favor and quit because we're tired of you guys.
We're tired of you being out there. Go to the range for a long time before you start playing.
Seriously. Like, I love that everybody loves the golf and stuff, but like...
I also don't.
Yeah, I also hate you.
You're clogging up my courses.
Yeah. Go play in a scramble if you're that bad at golf. Don't go play regular golf by yourself.
It's still weird because it's like nowadays you have to call 4 or 5 days in advance to try to get a tee time.
Yep.
Every
we were
other
growing
year,
up, we used to be able to just call day of or day before. Like,
if you wanted an early one, you call the day before. But like day of, you could call in the morning and get something for the afternoon everywhere.
Yeah,
no
now
problem.
you can't.
Nope.
Yeah,
everything's always booked out all the way.
That's why I just go to all the small town courses anymore. Like,
that's the only place you can do it.
They're cheaper and they're not as busy.
I'd rather be on a not as busy course.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah,
that's all right. Small town courses holding it down.
Yep. We can't. I would like to talk about some of them, but I don't want to give them away.
No, we can't.
Because there's some really good ones.
There are some great ones in Nebraska,
and they're not that busy, so I want to keep it that way.
We'll keep it that way.
We have our regulars.
Yeah, we got our regular rates. What other ones for like? I don't really want to play Pebble Beach.
Yeah,
that for a public course. Yeah, no, it's gonna be what $600-700.
Yeah, I think I looked it up not that long ago, and it was like $5 something,
Holy
or $6 something.
I
looked up TPC Sawgrass yesterday at $750 to play there.
$750?
Yeah,
to shoot like a 120.
Yeah, just so you can play the island green once.
Yeah, like, come on. Well, we played the island green.
That's true.
At Sunbrook.
Yeah, Sunbrook. They did have that.
They have an island green. What was it? 14.
14, I think. Yeah, that was cool.
That was a sweet hole.
Yeah. Big elevated tee shot.
Yeah. A full island green. You had to walk in on a little bridge.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And we all parred that.
Yeah, we did. Our whole foursome. Yeah, Dennis. We played with Dennis.
So that was one thing about Sunbrook. They were a busy public course.
Yeah, they were the busiest by far.
And so we had 7 people, so we had a foursome and a threesome. They threw a single in our threesome because they could.
Yeah.
And they were busy enough to require, which was fine.
It was fine. We didn't care.
No, Dennis was great.
Yeah.
He was a great fourth for our group, honestly.
It was so funny because it was him and his wife. Like, his wife was just riding along with him.
Yeah, and we're just...
we're like Idaho, I think he said he was from?
Yeah, he was from Idaho. Yeah. And we're just the younger guys getting...
Drinking, having a good time.
Yeah, and like this old guy out there with us. And I think he seemed to enjoy himself.
He did.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he was definitely having a fun time.
Good.
I'm sure it's probably reminding him of his youth.
He's like, man, those guys were wild.
Yeah, those Nebraska guys, those Midwest boys, they're something different.
Yeah, I'm sure him and his wife will be laughing about that for years.
Yeah, I bet they'll be talking. I bet they'll go back and tell everybody about it. Yeah, man, I played golf with these guys from Nebraska. Holy cow.
Yeah, that would be so funny. But yeah, Pebble. Okay, so Pebble would be on my list.
Yeah.
For that, I haven't Whistling Straits. Maybe that would be a cool one.
I could have played that too. I
you guys went up there.
I should have done it back then because back then it was like, I think it was $275 to play it.
Man,
and I bet it's a lot more now. But
it's probably like
$500 now because they've had so many tournaments there now. They've had the PGA
when they
Championship
had that Ryder
and they
Cup.
had the Ryder Cup.
That Ryder Cup up there was awesome.
But I remember back then I was like, $275. Obviously I didn't have that much money back then.
No,
I mean, I don't have that much money now, but I was like, newly married back then.
You're like, I can't do it.
That's a lot of money. But yeah, we should have done it. That one was cool too because I remember looking it up and like. There's no carts on Whistling Straight. You have to walk and you can get a caddy.
Oh, that would be
You can pay $60 for a caddy.
That would be cool. I would pay for a caddy.
For sure.
At Pebble.
I'd pay for
I'd go to those.
Having somebody that knows the layout of the course and how it all works, if you're playing it for the first time ever, makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
Like, because it's like when we play these new courses now, a lot of times we play a hole and we're like, I would have played that totally different had I known the green was this slope or don't get short-sighted here.
Having a caddy that's been around and knows where to miss and what gives you good information. I'd be like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But then you got to carry. If you score well, you got to tip them out good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I
would though. I would though. If you're gonna do it, you go all out.
Yeah. What other ones would you have on there for?
St. Andrews for me.
Yeah,
I've always wanted to play St. Andrews.
St. Andrews would be pretty cool.
My grandpa got to play that course. They went over. I don't remember where the Ryder Cup was at, but they went over for the Ryder Cup one year.
Okay.
And they entered some raffle or something like that and won a free round at
St. Andrews.
At St. Andrews.
Wow.
Yeah, and he got to play St. Andrews, and I've always I love link style courses. That's just how I've always.
Yeah, they're good courses, and especially over there when you get the tall fescue.
Yeah. I mean, I'd play any of those courses over there, but St. Andrews, where golf started and everything, like it's just cool. But yeah, obviously St. Andrews, Augusta, like.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll never get onto Augusta. But it would obviously be cool just to play it. Just to what everybody always says, like like Joseph, like, and everybody always talks about when they're there is they're like you see the slopes on the courses and stuff, but on TV, but they're like you don't really understand how big they are until you're there, like when you're on the course. Like when you see that sloped fairway, they're like it is sloped, like it's not like a small gradual, like they're like it's just insane seeing the different levels on that course. So it would be wild.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have many other ones. Like I think it would be cool to St. Andrews. Like you said, Whistling Straits would be a fun one. Pebble Beach would be a fun one, but
yeah, like those are like the major like golf
pretty much like
spots.
Yeah, like those are the cool. There's that one. Is it down in Missouri now? That Tiger Woods course.
Oh, and man, what is that one called?
Yeah, I can't remember it. It's got the island green down there.
Yeah, they have a.
It's pretty cool.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I know, like Top of the Rock is down there in that Branson area too, which is
that's my
really
thing.
Nice.
Is like for the most part, like if I'm going somewhere and I know I'm going to be golfing, I'm going to look up everything in that area and try and find the best courses or like the most famous.
Yeah,
and I'm going to try and play those if I have the opportunity.
Yeah, that would be the way to go about it.
But I'm also not going to spend $750 to go play Sawgrass. I'm just not doing it.
Yeah, like
not unless I come into a lot of money.
Playing the TPC would be cool, but it's not as high on my list, honestly.
I literally feel like I'm only playing it just to play 17.
Yeah,
like the rest of the course is cool and everything. Don't get me wrong; it's going on right now, but it's like it's still just another golf course.
What's the one in New York?
Bethpage?
I'd rather play Bethpage.
Yeah, I've heard that one is really, really good.
I'd rather play Bethpage.
Yeah.
I'd rather play Arizona, Scottsdale.
Oh, yeah.
Was that
TPC Scottsdale?
Yeah, okay. I'd rather play TPC Scottsdale.
Yeah, me and Luke should have played that when we were down there, but we didn't.
Waste management.
It was only like $175 at the time.
Yeah, I'd rather play like those courses. That'd be more what I'd want to do.
It would be fun to go play like what was one last week? The Arnold Invitational, Bay Hill.
Yeah, Bay Hill.
That'd be a good one.
I'd rather play Bay Hill if I'm going to be in Florida.
That course looked great last week.
It is. It's always great, man.
Yeah.
18 is such a cool hole on Bay Hill.
Yeah.
Around that lake.
Yeah.
And
it was hard this year too, man.
Yeah.
Those greens were insane. They were bouncing so hard. Those balls were just rolling off. They could not keep the ball on the green.
They couldn't keep the ball on the green, and they were super fast. They barely touched those putts. And
yeah.
Off. Yeah, those courses I'd be more down for.
Yep.
Harbor Town.
Yeah.
Like we said, that would be a sweet one.
Yeah.
Pinehurst.
Yeah.
Like there's so many courses that across America, let alone England and Scotland where they had it all. So it's like, yeah, there's a lot of courses I'd like to play, but realistically,
let's just hit the Nebraska courses first. That's literally how I feel most of the time.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll start with my own state. If I get these knocked out, I can reach out a little bit farther. Be like, oh, maybe I could make it to Pebble Beach one day.
Yeah.
Because, it's public, or Whistling Straits, or there's a few more in like even Minnesota. Those would be doable.
What's the one that they're playing at? Is that Hazeltine?
Yeah, Hazeltine. Like, I don't know if that's Country Club or not. Or that's
I don't
public.
know.
I don't remember, but that's a super popular one that would be.
Yep.
They got good golf in Minnesota.
Oh, yeah. There's great golf in Minnesota.
The Midwest. There was, I saw one of those stupid maps on scrolling through, and it was like golf courses were like in the Midwest is where most of them were for the whole country.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's probably because we have
Like
good
per
soil.
capita. Yeah, it probably is just growing.
Yeah.
And we have enough room for them. It's
Yeah.
not like expensive to put them in.
That's true. Because like you go to these big cities, there's nowhere to put them anymore.
No,
like,
or if you're like
Yeah.
in the desert, it takes a lot more effort to put in
Right.
grass and all that. We're just
Yeah.
it's easy to.
It's easy to throw in a golf course in the Midwest.
It is. I think that's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
I was like, huh, that makes
That's
sense.
a good point.
But yeah, all those would be awesome.
Yeah.
I've never really thought like the Brandon Dunes up in like Oregon.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
What was the other one? Chambers Bay?
Oh yeah, where
Yeah.
that was like the worst.
That was the
US
worst
Open.
U.S. Open I think I've ever seen. Those greens were so bad.
It was brown.
Yeah.
There was no green grass.
Yeah, it was
To
pathetic.
try to make it.
They
hard.
basically burned it because they wanted it to be fast.
Yeah, it was like don't do that.
Yeah.
It's awful.
I know. I remember watching it too. Like the greens didn't even look green.
No, everything was just brown
Yeah.
up there. It was like
It was stupid.
USGA.
Yeah. The USGA, honestly, in my opinion,
They kinda
is
suck.
honestly, the U.S. Open is probably my least favorite tournament to watch. Out of
Yeah,
all
they
of them.
like make it.
They make it
They
too
make
impossible.
it too much.
Yeah.
And it's like this isn't golf.
No, it's not.
Literally, no one golfs like this
No,
ever.
no. And the pros don't even want to golf like that.
Yeah, the pros. Nobody wants to.
Yeah.
Like, settle down. A little
It's
bit.
funny because like you look like I remember Mickelson and even I think Rory, like a lot of guys were talking shit. Like they're like, this is stupid. Like,
Every year,
Yeah.
the U.S. Open, there's so many complaints
Yeah.
from the pros,
oh yeah, I don't blame them.
and even then, like Rory had one of the best U.S. Open performances.
Yeah.
when he where was that at?
I don't remember where they were playing that
Was,
year.
was that the one in D.C.? Were they at Congressional?
That might be right. I think you're
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
I
But
guess, yeah, and I guess like think I'm now that we're talking U.S. Open, like Torrey Pines would be another one, and
Yeah.
Riviera would be another good one.
yeah,
That would be a
if
good
I'm gonna
course to
play,
play.
just California.
Yeah.
Riviera, Torrey Pines, Pebble.
Yeah. Problem is, then we got to go to California, and I don't really want to
Yeah,
go to
I don't want to give them any of my money. I'm just trying to buy this. Well, the taxes on top of it. What?
Yeah.
You kidding me?
Well, it's like, Brooklyn, her sister,
Yeah.
sister Bailey lives out there, and she went to an ice cream shop there.
They're in California now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they went to an ice cream shop, and they had like cookie sandwiches there.
Yeah.
$15 for a cookie sandwich.
She was like, I didn't know the dairy chef was so cheap.
Yeah, it was like ice cream cone was like $17 or something like that. It was like insane. It was just like, what? How did people live there? Like,
They don't go out to get ice cream, I bet.
I can't imagine what it costs to even go to like a grocery store there.
No. Well, that's why people just go into those stores and
Yeah.
steal it.
Yeah.
They just break in.
Yeah.
And
just
then what are they
take
going to do?
Yeah.
They're not going to stop you
What are you
either.
going to do? Hit you with a pillow?
Yeah.
A teddy bear?
Rough. Yeah. California needs some adjustment.
Yeah. I know there is some good
There-
people.
there's
good
a lot
areas
of
California.
There's
but
a lot of good people out there.
There's also some really shitty areas.
Man, they need to take back their state.
Yeah. Seriously.
They're losing it quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, those would be cool courses out west there.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, there's so much good golf.
There
That's the
really is.
problem.
Yeah.
Even Texas, they always have
Yeah.
good tournaments
They've got
across
some good
there.
ones down there.
TPC San Antonio
Mm-hmm.
would be cool. The one where they played the match play in Austin.
Oh, yeah. The WGC.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember what that's
I
called.
don't remember the course's name,
Yeah.
but when I was watching the match play growing up, that
Yeah.
course looks awesome.
Is there any good courses in Alabama? You're in
Yeah,
Alabama. probably,
Robert
like, in
Robert
Alabama,
Trent
I know.
Jones Golf
Oh,
Trail.
That's right. That one guy was talking
Yeah,
about it.
yeah.
He said that was really good.
I could have played the one in Opelika.
Okay.
They have they have like 6 courses across the state, and it's Robert Trent Jones,
Yeah.
which is Pinehurst.
Right.
He also designed old Willow Lakes in Bellevue.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, shameless plug
I've
for
never,
Bellevue.
I've never even played Willow Lakes.
It's laid out actually really well.
Really?
And
I actually heard not that long ago that
it's a good course.
somebody took over it. Like they got a new grounds guy, and apparently he's done an incredible job with it.
It's a great layout. Maybe we should play that this year.
Maybe I will.
Maybe
we should go down there and
we should
play.
try. But yeah, those courses across the state of Bama, they had
Yeah.
a really cool golf trail.
Yeah.
I should have played that one when my sister was down in Auburn.
Yeah.
I just didn't. I played this other course,
Yeah.
and it was okay, but I should have played the really expensive one.
Yeah.
Because I drove up to it and looked at it one day, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It was a sweet looking like southern
Yeah.
course, proper
Yeah.
golf. It would have been really nice.
Yeah. It is. It's just always hard to spend that money sometimes. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm getting to the
It
point
was
now. in
years
life
ago,
where
and I
I'm
couldn't
like,
do it.
yeah, that's the problem. It's
I
like
was
we're
like,
getting to the point now where we're like, we can swing it, you know, on a trip like that.
Yeah, I can just say, oh,
Yeah.
$1,500. All right,
Yeah.
I'll make it happen for the St. George
Yeah.
trip. You just make it happen.
Yeah. I mean, that's like when like every year I used to go up to the cabin in Minnesota with Paige's family.
Mm-hmm.
I would go up to Brainerd and like I'd go up and try and go play a course, right? So I did play one of the really nice ones one time. It was it was called Madden's or something like that.
Oh, Madden's? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why. It was like just like John Madden, just said Madden's.
Okay.
Anyway, I was like, I'm gonna go up there. I'm by myself because nobody else
No one
golfs
else
up there,
golfs,
you know. And so I drive up there to Brainerd and go play this course, and it was very, very nice, very fancy. Like they got a guy on the first tee, like he's got his whole little hut there. Gives you a yardage book, tells you all this stuff. Course was phenomenal. It was great, but it was like $150, and like back then, that to me that was still a lot, you know, before courses were really raising prices.
Yeah.
But it was great. But then obviously we found Eagles Landing up there, and now it's just like, why not go play Eagles Landing?
Eagles Landing is in great shape.
The number one played course in Minnesota.
Is it now?
That's what they said when we were up there.
Wow.
They said it's the most played course in Minnesota. That's why it was so hard to get tee times this year. Remember?
Yeah, I did.
I called like 4 or 5 days in advance, and they're like, "Yeah, I got this time on this day," and I was like, "What?"
That's
like,
dumb.
They were booked.
Because what was it? 5 years ago you found it? 6?
Yeah, 5 or 6 years ago. Yeah,
and
we could get on all
any
the time.
day,
Yeah,
all day, every day.
Yep. But now everybody from up in Brainerd that is all these courses up there, like those guys we played with that one time, they all live in Brainerd, but they all go down and play at Eagles Lake because it's way cheaper.
Yeah.
And it's a great course.
It's a great course. That's one of the coolest courses.
Yeah.
Really, the only hole that's silly is that 17, that par 3. They like don't quite have enough room for it. In the,
That little short one.
Yeah, it's like 100
They
yards.
did finally add that other box, though.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you weren't there this year.
I was not.
They added another tee box.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah, so
did they cut enough trees to make
to
it?
the right, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, because you remember it was that little sliver tee box, and then there was that tiny little one over there. They took all those trees out and made it one big box that expands all the way back in there.
Okay.
So it gives you a better layout, and they're better tee box. It's still not like that much longer.
What's the hole 4?
Yeah, that tee shop in the blues. That's just like a strip cut out in the woods. It's not even a tee box. No. It's like they had a road there for their equipment to drive through, and they just like cut a strip with the lawnmower and put a tee box there. You're just hitting through like this 10-foot gap in the trees.
Tiniest little gap. Like there's a couple tee boxes that are like just super interesting like that there, but the course is phenomenal. But like some of those are like, I know. What do you guys do?
Yeah, they're like, oh crap, we forgot to put in a blues tee box.
We didn't give ourselves enough room.
I know, it's so funny.
It is, but like that's unique. That's part of the charm of that course, honestly. Then the greens being like
huge,
like a 1/4 acre plot apiece.
Well, I think 18 alone. I walked that one off, and I think it was 90 yards.
Yeah, 90 yards long, and it was like 45, 50 yards wide.
Yeah,
it's a monstrous.
Yeah. And that hole from the tips is like 650 yards, something like that.
Yeah, that one is a super awesome hole.
Yeah.
It's a full like 3-shot almost. Unless you hit your drive like 350 because you have to get past the tree gap.
Yep.
Then you could maybe go for it in 2 because the green's so big. You might not. If the pin's at the back that day, cool, you're on the front.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. That's so funny.
90 yards deep. You're like, what?
It's insane.
Yeah. So I'm not surprised. That's the most played course in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the thing is it was still, I think it was still only like 50 something bucks around.
Wow.
When we played this last year.
That's why.
They're
so good.
Yeah.
Greens are always super fast, super nice.
Yep. Great breakfast sandwiches.
They do.
They're so good.
How are they compared to Indian Creek?
They're just as good quality wise. Okay. The only thing that I love about Indian Creek better is the croissant, because they just use bread. They just use like white bread.
Oh,
for the sandwiches up there. But otherwise,
Indian Creek's breakfast sandwiches might be the best.
I remember I went in there one day on a morning one time, and I was just like, I want a good breakfast sandwich, and I was like, I know Indian Creek's got good breakfast sandwiches. I remember I walked into the clubhouse. I'm in like a t-shirt and whatever, and I walk in there and just walk right up to the snack bar there. I was like, can I get a sausage breakfast sandwich? And she's like, sure. And she's like, are you playing today? I was like, no. She's like, did you just come here to get a breakfast sandwich? I was like, yeah. She's like, I've never had anybody do that before. I was like, you guys make good breakfast sandwiches. So I just walked in, got it, and walked out.
I'd be like, I'm surprised because they have great sandwiches.
Yeah, they're really good. Yeah.
I've gotten one or two when I practiced. Like chipping and putting a little bit, and then like, I got one then, but I was at least at the course.
Yeah.
I feel weird doing it, but you were just like, I'm doing it.
I know. I was like, it's just so good.
It is. They have good stuff.
Yeah.
But Eagles Landing is that good this time, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
They're just the course hasn't changed either.
And Piers didn't.
There'll be 18 holes this year.
This year, okay. So
they had a setback. It sounds like whoever was in charge of the whole expansion either got fired or quit, so they lost like their project manager for that whole thing.
Lame.
Yeah, weird. I don't know. So it was supposed to open last year, ended up getting a setback. So now it says they're opening this year.
Okay.
So it says so.
Hopefully those 9 holes, if they're half as unique as the 9 they have, they'll do pretty well.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because that's a great little small town course. For 9 holes.
It really is. Yeah, I'm excited to see it. But I mean, they're gonna have to. I bet they're gonna reconfigure some of those too, because they have to with the way they're expanding. Like I think number.
Oh, they're gonna like kind of reroute
like number 3, which is that par 4. It's kind of a blind tee shot. I think that's going to end up being either 9 or 18 because that's going back to the clubhouse.
Oh yeah, kind of rerouting.
They got to do something like that, and then I don't know which other one they'll do it. They'll have to, but they're going to have to reroute it somehow. I'm assuming.
Well, even now, like current 9 is still over the bridge. It's not really anywhere close.
Well, yeah, I guess that's true, but. No, but see, I think they'll use 9 as either 9 or 18.
Oh,
and I think they'll use number 3 as 9 or 18. You know.
Yeah, that makes sense, and then kind of like throw the rest of the 9 over on that other side. Yeah,
it was cool because like when we were there last year, like you could see like they had like the green, like where the cow pasture was.
Yeah,
like there was a green there now, like by the tee box of number 2. Like,
and it was growing.
Then, like they had a lot of it done, so you could see like part of it. So it was kind of cool just to see like kind of how they're kind of laying that out. And now you don't go OB because there's no cow pasture anymore.
Yeah, that OB right was a little close.
Yeah. I know. I went in there a couple times.
Yeah.
I always hooked it left because I was too scared to go right.
Yeah, I know. And it wasn't much better because there's too many trees on the left and you'd have to hit a weird punch around everything.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, that was a nice little course too.
Yeah. There's a lot of good gems up there, too. Luke's always telling me about a bunch of courses up there he wants to take me to if I ever get up there in the summertime. But
the one we played with him
a
number of years back where they could go forward or backwards.
That was funny.
Unique.
That was. Yeah, because how did that work again?
So, like, half of the week.
Half the week, you went one direction off the tee box.
Yeah.
And then the other half the week, you went the other direction.
You'd go around. So, like, all the greens were right next to a tee box. But you could play it from the other way. It was super weird.
Yeah.
And they both came to the clubhouse.
Yeah.
So one of the greens by the clubhouse was like hole 9.
Yeah.
And the other one was the practice green.
Yeah.
And then if you're on the other day, it would switch.
Yeah.
Crazy. You could literally play it around both directions.
That was goofy.
It was, but
it was fun though. Good course.
It was actually a pretty good little course.
Yeah.
But unique, never heard of that anywhere else.
Yeah. It was wild.
It is, but it makes sense. It's not as boring that way. You get we're switching the direction. You get different shot shapes, different hole layouts, like with the same amount. It was very, very nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we probably rambled on enough about golf. I don't know if anybody else is going to enjoy it as much as we are, because obviously
golf is
we like
golf.
That. If we have any golf listeners, hopefully you enjoy it. But we can wrap it up so that way we don't bore everybody for too long.
Yeah, we don't need to bore them all.
But if anybody's got any suggestions on courses that we should try and play, especially in the Midwest, that we can get to,
that would be nice.
Leave us a comment. We'd love to go find some more gems.
There's one that buddy of mine's from a guy I worked with, Maryville, Missouri. They have
really,
that's
where I was at with Ben when we were hunting down there.
They have a really good golf course.
I wonder if it's the one that we saw.
Yeah,
we stayed right on it.
Yeah, it's right there
on the lake there.
Yeah.
Oh,
that one is
like great.
That one's like a top 10 in Missouri.
Really?
Yeah, it's like that good, and it's really relatively cheap.
Wasn't so busy filming Ben put stinking tree stands up, then maybe I would have been able to play it.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Sorry, Ben. I'm just joking.
I heard that's a good course. It'd
Yeah, it looked
playing.
really nice.
And it's what, hour and a half?
Yeah, it's not
2
far.
hours. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not actually that far.
Yeah.
So that one, it's a top 10 public in Missouri.
I haven't even tried going to Kansas yet. Like I know there's good courses in Kansas
Yeah,
and
what's
stuff
that
too.
one that always had commercials for us, like right by the Indian reservation?
Oh
Fire
yeah.
Keeper.
Something-
That's
yeah,
what it was.
yes,
Fire
yes.
Keeper.
I played one course in Kansas, and that was only because I was down there for the drive, trip, and putt when I was there for the regionals.
Yeah, I've never even
when I was
played
a
in
kid.
Kansas.
I played one course. I don't remember what the course was called, but it was where the drive, trip, and putt regionals were.
Okay.
And I played 18 holes that day, and then
There's
went to the drive,
nothing
trip,
in-
and putt and got last place.
There's nothing in Kansas out by Wilsonville, is there?
I haven't even looked, to be honest. There probably is.
There might not be, because that part of Kansas
It's pretty bare. Yeah.
is bare.
There's probably something. I bet there's something
It's
somewhere.
got to be.
There's a couple courses out there I still want to play that I haven't played Arapahoe yet. Like that's a
Oh, yeah,
nine-hole
that little
course
9-hole.
there.
Just
Roger said it's like not like $10. You can play all the golf you want on like Fridays or something like that.
perfect.
It's like that sounds reasonable.
Yeah. They sell beer.
Yeah. Oh, it's Nebraska. The Nebraska golf course sells beer.
Do they sell Busch Light?
They'll sell anything. It's not Utah. Yeah.
At least they did sell beer at the course.
They did. Yeah.
I just, you can't get a Red Bull vodka.
Yeah. I was
You
gonna say that's
can't
like
get a
more
Bloody
like what you would
Mary.
have gone for.
I would have.
My dad would have got a Bloody Mary.
I would have got a Captain and Coke. I would have got
Yeah.
a few other things.
Yeah, the beer carts at the golf courses in Utah, if they have a beer cart, some courses do, some courses don't. They only have beer on the cart. You can't get any liquor. So just a heads up if anybody's going to St. George, Utah,
Yeah.
or just probably Utah in general, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
But
A little bit different than Mesquite.
yeah, Nevada, you can
Mesquite,
get
you
whatever
can-
you wanted. Yeah.
You can drink whatever you want.
Yeah. So I guess take that with a grain of salt, whatever you want to do. But yeah, all right, we'll wrap it up, and maybe we'll do this again. Maybe mid-season this year. Come back on. We can talk about some golf. Maybe we'll go get some courses up, and
Yeah, we might be able to.
we
hit
should.
another one.
Let's go try and hit a couple of these ones we talked about in Nebraska, and then talk about it again.
Yeah, like Tatanka
Yeah.
or Bayside.
Yeah.
Something cool.
Or Warri Dunes. Like
Yeah.
we go out west and stay at the house, and
mean,
then go hit a Warri Dunes.
We didn't even talk
and
about
talk about Gothenburg.
Wild Horse being the best probably public
Yeah.
course we've played in Nebraska.
That's my favorite course in Nebraska.
I mean, you shot 200.
Yeah, that was the
So
best
that-
round of my life.
That helps.
And the thing I love about it, there's no trees.
No
'Cause me and
trees,
trees
and
don't get along.
The greens are.
The greens were phenomenal.
They're like
they
the
reminded
best
me of
ones.
Copper Rock, to be honest.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And-
Copper Rock had very
Yeah,
fast.
if you can get adjusted to it, like you can. It's just hard when you don't play those greens all the time.
Yeah, when you put it on the line, it's staying
Yeah,
there.
that's the best part.
It's gonna go where you
Yeah.
want it.
But yeah, Gothenburg. If you're looking for one of the best courses in Nebraska, Gothenburg, definitely up there. One of my favorites.
Very good, very good.
But yeah, we'll go hit a few of those courses hopefully this summer. We'll try and do a little golf trip, and then we'll
Yeah, there we
report back and talk some more about it. So,
Alrighty.
all right. Well, thanks for coming on.
Oh
It was
yeah,
fun.
no problem.
Thanks for listening, guys. We'll catch you next time.
See ya.